10 things you must work on every day to be successful. If you want to live a life of abundance, impact, and significance, there are 10 core principles you must commit to every single day. Not just when it's convenient. Not when you feel inspired. Every single day. Because what you do daily ultimately shapes who you become permanently. The first thing you must work on is your mind. Your mind is the battlefield. Every decision you make, every behavior you exhibit, and every breakthrough you hope for, starts with a thought. If you don't take charge of your thoughts will take charge of you. That's why you must feed your mind with truth, not trash. Read books that lift your spirit. Listen to content that sharpens your reasoning. Be intentional about guarding against anything that weakens your focus, clarity, or resolve. A broken mindset leads to a broken life. An average mindset leads to an average existence. But a renewed, strengthened mindset opens the gateway to inevitable success. Secondly, you must work on your belief system. Why? Because you will never rise above what you believe is possible for you. Every limitation in your life began as a lie you believed. The truth is, you were not born to be conquered. You were born to conquer. You weren't designed for mediocrity, you were designed for mastery. But if you don't believe that, then all the potential in the world won't help you. You'll sabotage yourself before you ever begin. That's why you must challenge every lie that says you're not enough. Uproot every mental weed that whispers you can't, and replace it with truth that affirms you already have everything you need. Next, you must build your discipline. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. Winners are not motivated every day, but they are disciplined every day. Discipline creates consistency, and consistency builds credibility, not just with others but with yourself. The more you keep promises to yourself, the more you begin to trust in your own capacity for change. Discipline is the bridge between the vision in your head and the reality you're meant to live. Fourth, examine and elevate your speech. Words are not just vibrations in the air. Words are seeds. What you say you sow, and what you sow you will surely reap. Your current life is, in part, a harvest of all the words you've been speaking over time. So choose to speak life, not death. Speak possibility, not limitation. Speak faith, not fear. Don't merely describe what is, declare what will be. Call things that are not as though they already were. Let your words carve out the future you desire long before your actions catch up. The fifth thing you must work on is your goals. A life without clear goals is like a ship without a rudder. It just drifts, hoping that the currents will take it somewhere good. But hope is not a strategy. You need direction. Remind yourself daily of your destination and why it matters. Write your goals down. Read them. Speak them. Let them pull you out of bed even on the days you feel stuck. Clarity produces urgency, and urgency produces action. The sixth area of daily development is your skill set. Money doesn't flow to time, it flows to value. And value is produced through skill. You don't get paid for what you know. You get paid for what you can do with what you know. Ask yourself daily, am I more valuable today than I was yesterday? Are my skills deeper, sharper, more useful? If the answer is no, you're already falling behind. Growth is not optional. Learn faster. Execute better. Choose mastery over mediocrity. Seventh, take care of your health. If you lose your health, you lose your energy. And without energy, momentum fades. Your body is the vehicle that carries your purpose. You can't perform at a high level when you're constantly tired, ill, or out of rhythm. Move your body. Feed it properly. Rest intentionally. Treat your physical well-being like the sacred vessel it is. High achievers don't burn out because they've learned to build sustainable rhythms that keep them strong and focused. Eighth, build your relationships. No one succeeds alone. Who you walk with determines how far you go. Every day, invest in your relationships. Repair them. Strengthen them. Surround yourself with people who stretch your vision, not shrink it. People who hold you accountable, not enable your excuses. People who remind you of your greatness, especially when you forget. And be that person for others too. When you add value to people, value comes back to you multiplied. Ninth, grow in financial intelligence. Money does not stay with those who misunderstand it. Study it. Learn how it works. Learn how to make it, multiply it, manage it. Stop slaving for money and start making money work for you. Wealth isn't magic. It's a mindset and a method. When you work on your financial awareness daily, you'll move from survival to stability, from stability to success, and from success to significance. And finally, the 10th thing you must never neglect is your spirit, your soul, your connection to purpose. If you gain the world but lose your peace, you've lost everything. You were created with divine purpose. You were born with destiny etched into your DNA. Spend time each day in prayer, meditation, gratitude. Be still. Listen. Real power doesn't come from hustle alone. It comes from alignment. When your spirit is anchored, your vision becomes clear. And when your spirit is strong, nothing can shake you. There you have it. 10 things to work on, not once a month, not once a week, but every single day. If you'll commit to these 10, not perfectly but consistently, your life will transform. Your income will increase. Your impact will multiply. Your legacy will become undeniable. Expand your influence. And remember, your future isn't waiting on more time. It's waiting on more of you. Work on these things not for applause, not for validation, but because you were born for excellence. You were born to lead. You were born to rise. And here's where it all begins: faith and responsibility. If you want to change your life, you must understand that it all starts inside. Nothing in your external world can change until something shifts within. Faith is not just about spiritual beliefs, it's about daily expectations. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That means even when you don't see the outcome yet, you speak, walk, and act like it's already done. Faith isn't a mood. It's not a burst of emotion. It's a decision. It's the unshakable certainty that what's ahead of you is greater than what's behind. But faith without responsibility is just fantasy. You can't pray for growth while practicing habits of lack. You can't expect a new level while clinging to old excuses. At some point, you must accept full ownership. Life may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. Stop blaming your past. Stop blaming your parents. Stop blaming your environment. The moment you say, "If it's to be, it's up to me," everything shifts. That's when you activate your power. You weren't created to be a victim. You were created to be a steward. You don't have to control everything that happens to you, but you must take responsibility for how you respond. Because your healing, your success, your joy, those are yours to create. Every day you face two choices: make progress or make excuses. One leads to freedom, the other to frustration. Combine unshakable faith with relentless responsibility, and you become unstoppable. Now let's talk about wealth. Wealth does not flow from the number of hours you put in. It flows from the value you bring. There are people who work 12-hour days and still struggle, while others make more in an hour than some make in a month. The difference? Value, not time. If you want more income, don't ask, "How can I work more?" Ask, "How can I be more valuable?" Because money is a reward for solving problems. The bigger the problem you solve, and the more people you solve it for, the more money you attract. You can't multiply your income thinking only in terms of hours. Time is fixed, but value is scalable. Wealthy people don't trade time for dollars. They build systems that make money even while they sleep. That's how you shift from surviving to thriving. Start asking better questions. What solution do I bring? How do I serve people at a higher level? When you become irreplaceable, income follows. When you create solutions, money follows. When you grow in value, wealth chases you. But all of this depends on discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's calling when fear says wait. Investing when comfort says spend. Showing up when everything in you wants to quit. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline sustains. You don't succeed because you're always excited. You succeed because you're consistent. Your habits are stronger than your hype. Discipline aligns your actions with your goals. Without it, your dreams remain ideas. With it, your dreams become inevitable. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build self-trust. That trust compounds into confidence. That confidence flows into your results. So don't aim to be perfect, aim to be consistent. That's how legacy is built. And above all, remember, your mind is the command center. You must renew it every day. Don't let the world program you with fear and doubt. Choose what you think. Choose what you believe. Feed your mind with vision, with truth, with power. Your thoughts shape your beliefs. Your beliefs shape your actions. And your actions shape your life. You want to change your life? Start with your thoughts. Guard them. Guide them. Speak life. Speak possibility. Speak identity. Because when your mind is aligned, your life follows. Your words? They are powerful. Don't speak about limitations. Don't curse your future. Don't say what you don't want. Speak faith. Speak abundance. Speak destiny. Because your life will eventually match the language you've been using. And your habits? They're everything. They are the daily proof of your direction. Your future is hidden in your routine. You don't need a big change, you need consistent steps. Small hinges swing big doors. What you do daily will either build your destiny or destroy it. So root yourself in faith. Accept full responsibility. Raise your value. Discipline your actions. Renew your mindset. Guard your words. Respect your habits. Show up daily. Build rhythm. Multiply your impact. Expand your influence. And remember, your future isn't waiting on more time. It's waiting on more of you.